Did you know there are gods that time seems to have forgotten, deities whose names have faded into obscurity? Yet their worship practices were as fascinating as they were unusual? From bizarre rituals to divine beings who ruled over the strangest domains, these gods deserve their place in the spotlight once more. Let's dive into the top 10 forgotten gods and their unusual worship practices and uncover their intriguing stories. 1. Xipe Totec, Aztec mythology. Known as the Flayed Lord, Xipe Totec was the Aztec god of agriculture, renewal, and sacrifice. Worshippers would skin sacrificial victims and wear their flayed skin to honor the god, symbolizing rebirth and the shedding of old life for new growth. Despite its macabre nature, this practice was deeply rooted in their belief in the cycle of life and death. 2. Kokopelli, Native American mythology. Kokopelli, a humpbacked flute player, was a fertility god worshipped by the ancestral Puebloans and other Native American tribes. He was associated with rain, crops, and childbirth. Worship practices included playing flutes during ceremonies to call upon his blessings for bountiful harvests and healthy births. 3. Cybele, Phrygian mythology. Cybele, the great mother goddess, was worshipped with ecstatic and frenzied rituals. Her followers, known as the Galli, would often castrate themselves in devotion to her. Festivals honoring Cybele were loud and chaotic, featuring music, dancing, and ecstatic worship that reflected her wild and untamed nature. 4. Mithra, Mithraism. Mithra was a god of light, truth, and loyalty in the ancient Roman mystery religion of Mithraism. Worshippers of Mithra gathered in secret underground temples called Mithraisms, where they participated in rituals involving feasts, oaths, and symbolic slaying of a bull, representing cosmic renewal. This cult's practices were so secretive that much about them remains unknown. 5. Sobek, Egyptian mythology. Sobek, the crocodile-headed god of the Nile, was associated with strength, fertility, and protection. Worship of Sobek included keeping live crocodiles in temple pools as representations of the deity. Priests would adorn these crocodiles with jewels and feed them lavishly, believing they were physical incarnations of the god. 6. Tlazolteotl, Aztec mythology. Tlazolteotl, the Aztec goddess of purification and sin, was worshipped through confessional rituals. People would confess their sins to her priests and receive purification, sometimes through symbolic acts of penance. She was also associated with filth and cleansing, embodying the dual nature of corruption and redemption. 7. Anahita, Persian mythology. Anahita, the Persian goddess of water, fertility, and healing, was worshipped at temples that often included sacred pools or streams. Her worshippers performed water-based rituals, including offerings of milk, honey, and flowers to honor her connection to purity and life-giving water. 8. Bona, Roman mythology. Bona, the good goddess, was worshipped exclusively by women in Rome. Her rituals were held in secret, and men were strictly forbidden from participating or even knowing the details. Worship involved wine, disguised as milk, music, and prayers for fertility, healing, and protection. 9. Huaca de la Luna gods, Moche civilization. The Moche civilization of ancient Peru worshipped deities associated with natural forces and agriculture. Their most unusual practice involved human sacrifice during ceremonies at the Huaca de la Luna, a massive temple. Victims were often ritually killed to appease the gods and ensure favorable weather or crop success. 10th, Ereshkigal, Mesopotamian mythology. Ereshkigal, the queen of the underworld, ruled over the dead and was worshipped through offerings left in cemeteries and burial sites. Worshippers believed she controlled the fate of souls in the afterlife. Rituals often included somber ceremonies and gifts of food or drink to ensure the deceased's safe passage to the underworld. These forgotten gods and their unusual worship practices remind us of the creativity and complexity of ancient belief systems. From wild rituals to reverent offerings, these traditions reflect humanity's enduring desire to connect with the divine. Which of these gods fascinates you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more fascinating dives into history and mythology.